9 News at Noon starts right now.
Deposed Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro has made his first appearance in an American courtroom pleading not guilty and telling the judge, quote, "I was captured." Thanks for joining us at noon. I'm Sam Shocker. Maduro is accused of narco-terrorism and drug trafficking. President Donald Trump's administration used the criminal charges to justify capturing Maduro from Venezuela yesterday and bringing him to the U.S. Maduro told a judge this morning he is not guilty and pointed out that he is still president of his country. His lawyers are questioning the legality of his arrest. New details show more than 150 American aircrafts took part in his seizure, and we've learned the CIA had been planning it for months. This morning, President Trump said the country's interim president is cooperating and must continue to do so. He also mentioned plans for Venezuela's rich oil supply.
We're going to run everything. We're going to run it, fix it. We'll have elections at the right time. But the main thing you have to fix is a broken country. They're going to take the oil out of the ground, and we're taking back what they stole. Remember, they stole our property.
Many Democrats on Capitol Hill complain Congress should have been consulted, but Secretary of State Marco Rubio says this was not an invasion and did not require congressional approval. The United Nations Security Council started an emergency meeting on the incident this morning. The UN Secretary General said he is, quote, deeply concerned that rules of international law have not been respected. NBC News Daily will have more on this developing story coming up at 1 o'clock. A former bus aide in Littleton caught on camera abusing children during bus rides has pleaded guilty to 12 of the 13 counts against her. It happened this morning, just moments before her trial was set to start. 9 News investigative reporter Jeremy Hohola learned about this plea deal late last week and was in the courtroom this morning. He's live in the newsroom with details. Jeremy, what did you learn?
Yeah, this is a criminal case nearly 2 years running, and a trial this morning was averted with this plea deal that will mean prison time for this woman. Kiara Jones agreed to plead guilty to 10 felony charges for abusing special needs children on that school bus. And we were in court this morning as the 30-year-old woman arrived to enter her guilty pleas. She was scheduled to go to trial this morning, but as we reported last week, she made a deal with prosecutors to plead guilty here. She entered her guilty plea to 12 of 13 counts. That's 10 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. The maximum she could face in prison time is up to 15 years. However, we have heard from the families, and they have told us they are expecting up to 7 years under this plea deal. Jones will then be sentenced in March. But today, a significant day in this case since her arrest back in April of 2024. Nearly 2 years ago, she was seen on that Littleton school bus repeatedly striking and hitting nonverbal children.
Certainly, we're very happy that this case came to a conclusion. Anytime somebody who's in a position of trust with regard to our children takes accountability and we find justice in that situation, you know, we're always pretty gratified that that's the resolution that it comes to.
And Kiara Jones will remain free on bond until she stands before a judge for her sentencing. That is set for March 18th. So a few more months of freedom for her until she heads to prison. Families say that's when justice will come for them, when they see her head off into custody. We're live in the newsroom. Jeremy Hohola, 9 News.
Yeah, Jeremy, I can only imagine what those families must be feeling. What was Kiara, what was her demeanor in the courtroom? Did she seem emotional, or any sort of like accountability was voiced, or no?
Very quiet, wiping some tears away from her face. I'd imagine during her sentencing hearing in March, she may have something to say to the court and to the families, but we'll see if that happens.
Okay, Jeremy Hohola, thank you. The 5-alarm fire that closed streets and prompted evacuations on Friday night is still keeping crews busy today. 9 News reporter Courtney Yoon was at the scene this morning.
It's been a very active scene here still at this fire. Days later after it started, I'm going to have my photographer Alex Dickey show you guys the scene here. So this is what the building looks like now. Earlier this morning, and for a while, they were still dumping water on it this morning. Denver Fire had a ladder overhead and also some firefighters on the ground that were spraying water onto the building, trying to get rid of some of those hot spots. They stopped doing that around 7:30 this morning. So the fire that caused all of this started around 7 p.m. on Friday Friday night. It prompted evacuation alerts in the area, which spanned about 16 blocks. Evacuations were lifted around 3:40 a.m. on Saturday, but still impacted businesses like Inga's Alpine Tavern. The restaurant wasn't able to open again until Denver police partially allowed traffic on Leetsdale Drive. Co-owner of Inga's, Tony McNabb, says they haven't been able to take credit cards as they wait for phone and internet lines to be restored. He also canceled his usual Saturday live entertainment and missed morning crowds. McNabb says there was also a lot of chaos this weekend, but he trusted that firefighters would stop the fire from spreading.
They were spraying down Sherwin-Williams to protect that building. So I assumed if it would have moved more west, they would have probably tried to do the same thing for us. You know, Sherwin-Williams being a paint store, who knows what's in there. That could have been a big kaboom if it got there, but they protected it, so we felt pretty good.
McNabb says that they were looking forward to potential new business and customers with this apartment building opening up. The 283-unit structure was supposed to be open in May of 2026. I also spoke with Denver Fire today. They're hopeful that they'll be able to get someone inside of it at some point. It's been unsafe up to this point, and they're actually not sure if it'll even be possible to get someone inside because of how unstable the structure is, and they're still working on trying to determine a cause of the fire. In Denver, Courtney Yoon, 9 News.
Well, a bit of snow has been falling in the high country. While we have more sunshine and blue skies in the metro, meteorologist Chris Bianchi back with us after a week off. We've missed you. Welcome back.
Missed you too, Sam, and it's a pleasure to be back, but more of the same since before I came back here. More of those 60-degree days for us here in Denver. However, some changes for us here in the high country where Copper Mountain, this is the first time I've shown this today where it has not been snowing for us there at Copper, but it is a little bit on the sunny side up there. That's set for us here in Denver. The story over the next couple of days, stop if you've heard this one before. It's going to be warm and dry, then warm and dry, then warm and dry. But we do have some changes ahead for us at the end of the week for us. And today, going to be in the low 60s, once again, mild and breezy. Winter weather advisory for us here across our northernmost mountains, the Parks and the Elkheads, with a winter weather advisory that goes until 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. The worst of the snow will be before midnight tonight. Seeing some steady snow up there by Rabbit Ears Pass, Cameron Pass, and down south and west through the Flat Tops and the West Elk Mountains. Getting the bulk of the snow right now. That'll push east as we head over the next few hours. Temperatures near 60 degrees for us already out in Central Park at the airport. 57 toasty degrees for us. That's already 15 degrees above our average high for today. Current temperatures 50s, 60s, Eastern Plains, 30s and 40s for us in the high country right now. Another mild day ahead for most of the state. That said, if you're hoping for winter for us in the Denver area, we got some snow on the horizon. That'll come for Thursday and Friday. I'll tell you about that in just a few minutes.
The Broncos have been as hot as this weather, and that continued yesterday, and it's not only another Bronco win Monday, but Denver now has a #1 playoff seed.